Hi everybody, this is my review of Alien Romulus, which I just watched in theaters a couple minutes ago, and I really liked it. It's, if you're a fan of Alien or Aliens, then you'll probably like this movie if you don't mind this movie just being a rehash or a callback to many things that you probably like though in Alien and Aliens. So unlike Aliens, this movie is more of a horror movie. Oh, and by the way, I'll try to keep it spoiler free for the first half of the video, and then for the second half I'll probably go into more in depth of the movie. So the things that I liked about this movie is that it's very easy to get into, and it's simple to understand, and it's simple to understand what the goals of the characters are. So the two main characters is a girl and her brother, who is actually, I don't want to spoil it, although if you've seen the trailer you might already know. They want to get off world because they live on a mining planet. So their goal is to go up. There's this space station that has these cryo tanks, and if they get it, then they can sleep for 9 years and then go to off planet. So they had to get the cryo tanks, and then they had to get fuel for the cryo tanks because there's only enough fuel for 3 years. And then once they get the fuel, then of course things go wrong, and there's an alien, or I guess the face huggers on the ship. So then one of their crewmates gets injured. So now the goal has been from going get the tanks, to get the fuel, to get their teammate or crewmate to safety. But then of course they turn into, or they get the chest burster, and then the chest burster turns into alien, and then the alien starts killing off the other crewmates. So then the objective is now to survive and escape. And then so there's a horror aspect, right, because of the alien, and it's a very dark, lots of shadows. So, and the characters are getting killed off one by one, and there's some suspense, and then there's also silence, but then there's some jump scares. Maybe only two that really caught me. Those are usually the ones that get me to go, but so then, but this movie also has callbacks to Aliens. So there's also some action sequences, because, here's a little spoiler warning, but they get their hands on some guns, and I don't remember if these guns are the exact ones from Aliens used by, I call them Space Marines. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but they get these guns, and I'm assuming they are from Aliens, but I don't remember what they look like. And I think this is new, or maybe it's old, because I don't remember everything. But they have they basically have aimbots on with these automatic rifles or machine guns or something. So I think since I didn't remember that, I like that part because that was new. Oh, and then another new thing was that at least I think it's new, they had a taser rod, either a cattle prod or just some sort of taser. I wish they used that more, because they used it maybe a few times, but they didn't really use it on the aliens. So I kind of wish they used it more on the xenomorphs or whatever. So then so going back to the action sequences, they have some guns. And another new thing I liked is that they actually Aliens, in Aliens there's small aliens, but now in this movie there's lots of bigger aliens and stuff. But then they use the machine guns on the face huggers, so that's new. Well, actually they only there's one scene where only one face hugger is shot. I kind of wish they shot more face huggers, just because I think that's new. We haven't seen that before. This movie, there were I guess maybe full adult aliens, and they were shot, but that sequence was cool, I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of wish they used the gun on the face huggers. Although maybe you might argue that's a bit of a waste of ammo. So the other thing I was thinking about was that this movie has a lot of a lot of setup and payoff, a lot of Chekhov guns, I guess, or they set up a lot of things, and they all kind of come together at the end. I guess there's maybe no way to talk about it without spoiling some moments, but so if you haven't watched it, maybe now would be a time to click off. Or I just want to say, yeah, the movie's good. You should go see it if you like the alien movies or horror movies, or maybe even sci-fi movies. So like there's a part they set up with the gravity and it's also a very good visual that I really like with the rat. And they actually have the rat come back later. It's like, why is there a rat on the spaceship? Well, because it was probably a lab rat that escaped, and they were doing like experiments. So the gravity they set up, and then the gravity comes into play later as a way to like defeat the aliens. And then what's another thing they set up? They set up the goo. So I haven't watched the Prometheus movies, or I guess is it called Alien Covenant? Is there another one? I really don't know. But yeah, so there's those things, and if you ever watch the honest trailers for the Alien movies, at least you know about the black goo, I think. So that's really the only thing that they sort of reference, the black goo, yeah. And something evolution, something ultimate life form, and you kind of get the gist. So then let me think. The other thing I liked about this movie is that the setup it's like in the Alien and Aliens, there's like the main boss, and then they defeat the main boss, and then like at the end there's like a secret boss, right? Like let's see, in the first one there was like where she had to get in the spacesuit, and then the second one, the alien queen with the power suit or whatever, and then in this one there's also like a secret boss basically, and that actually is set up as well. And that's the other thing. Let's see, is it Isabella Merced's character who was in Transformers Age of Extinction, I think, and then she's also going to be Hawk Girl in the new Superman movie. But like her character, she was like pregnant, and you're like, something's going to happen with the baby, like that's like pretty clear, right? And then there's some scenes where she's like thrown around, and like, whoa, like the pregnant woman is getting thrown around. You did not see that happening in Across the Spider-Verse, with Jessica Drew's character. Like you're like, okay, Jessica Drew is going to be safe in that movie. But no, in this movie, the pregnant mom is getting like thrown around and beaten up. It's like the baby is probably not going to survive. So I thought they were going to, but then at the very end, then there's a scene where, is she going to take the black goo or not? And again, they set up something where, it's a dramatic irony where the audience knows something that the other characters do not. So they can see that the rat that was experimented on, like transformed into like an alien. So she's going to become an alien, and or the baby's going to become an alien. Like, there's no way. Well, that's what you think. Like, maybe that's going to happen. So then at the end, so then before that, right, there's like a scene where they're going to give the mom like the black goo, and you're like, don't do it, right? Don't do it. And then like, yes, the main character, she's like, hey, I don't think it's safe, right? So yeah, you want to cheer. But then at the end, she's going to like, I need a healing factor. So then she's going to take the black goo, like, no, dude, like, right? At least we're going to get more of the movie, right? So at the very end, right, the secret boss is the alien baby, the baby, and that was creepy. The design there is very creepy. Like, this movie, I would say it's not very bloody. The blood didn't really freak me out. And the aliens themselves, I mean, I'm used to what they look like, so they're not that scary. But like the design, I thought it was creepy. I thought it was a creepy design, and there's like mucus, there's acid, there's just like this liquid coating the creature, and he's crawling around or moving around. I thought it was very creepy. And the baby, I mean, it's not really a baby human anymore. It's more like a xenomorph that just looks like a human. Like, it just has a skin, like in Fortnite. It's just the skin of a human. So, I mean, that's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's a reference to like Alien 3 or 4 where isn't it like Ripley has a baby or something that's like an alien? I don't know. I haven't seen those movies. And that's the other thing. So I never watched Alien 3 or 4 because I've heard it was bad, right? Or it's the Alien Cube, anyways. And then I never watched Prometheus or Alien Covenant because I guess those are prequels. And I've also heard they're not that good, although I've watched the honest trailers for those. And Alien Covenant, or I swear there's another one that's basically like Alien, the first Alien. They're just like with different, different actors. But I heard it's not good. The best case scenario is the reviews are mixed. I mean, I do plan to one day watch it, like when I have nothing else to watch. But I mean, you don't really need to watch those going in. And the good thing is that this movie takes the best parts from Alien and Aliens. So like, if you've never seen those movies, then the experience is new for you. But if you haven't seen those movies, then maybe they're references. So maybe you're tired of references or nostalgia. But I mean, it's not like I'm nostalgic. It's not like I saw the movies in the theater when they first came out, but I watched them more recently. So, So the one thing I didn't really like was that the main actress, I feel like she was a little emotionless when the scary scenes happen and she is scared. That was good. But some of the other scenes where she isn't scared, I thought her acting felt a little flat, a little emotionless. But it doesn't break the movie for me. The other thing, at first I didn't like, but then I ended up liking it and not really caring about it, was at the beginning, the main character, her brother, is introduced, and I'm like, I'm not really a fan of this guy being wimpy. He's very wimpy, and he's pushed around a lot. Like, I don't like that the writers chose to make that character wimpy, because I was like, again, it's like a cliche. But then he actually evolves intellectually, and he actually gets a cool moment, and then he's actually kind of evil. So then you're like, oh, I don't really like how he's turning evil, But then he becomes good again, and you're like, okay, that's good. And then he actually there's a moment where he saves his sister, and that's good as well. So although that moment I feel like could have been a little more enthusiastic if they wanted to. So they say the line from the second movie, get away from her, you. And he says the first part, and then he says the second part kind of half-heartedly, because that's in character for him. Would it have been better if he just screamed it in rage as he was falling down with the gun shooting at the alien? He's like, get away from her, you. And then he's very enthusiastic about it. I don't know, would that have been better? It might have been out of character. It might have also gotten a lot of laughs, at least for me. But the tone of the movie isn't supposed to be laugh out loud funny, So I chuckled and I exhaled through my nose when that scene happened. So maybe that's simply just the effect that they were going for. So there's this so again, going back to how he was wimpy at the beginning, I thought he was a Gordon Good brother. Have you heard of this term? I got it from your boy Zach from Comics Matter, where he's just a black character is kind of wimpy, but he's just a good natured fellow instead of being a cool guy. But he was cool in the movie. He ended up being cool in the movie. There's also he showed a lot of range for acting. He started off kind of wimpy, then he was very intelligent, then he was cold and calculating and uncaring, and then he goes back to being compassionate again, and even brave, right? So that's the other thing. So last night I actually watched I Am Sam, starring Sean Penn as a guy, at least with autism, or the other R word, and then his daughter, or at least in the movie, Dakota Fanning as a child actor. And then in that movie, Sean Penn played a character who had the mental age of a 7-year-old, right? And I think they make fun of that in Tropic Thunder with Ben Stiller's character, right? So like in Alien Romulus, I thought it was interesting because the brother, Andy was his name. Spoiler, I forgot that there were robots in this movie. I was like, oh, he's a robot, he's a cyborg. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then I remember, oh yeah. They have the robots that bleed like milk, and also their names are usually chest names, right? At least in the movie. And that was a good callback. But this character is just called Andy. And let me see. Oh, so that's right. So at the beginning of the movie, he's kind of a wimp, and he has very low intelligence, like a child. And I'm like, this could be like a metaphor for like autism or something. And then later, when he gets like super smart, he goes from having like autism to like Asperger's or something, because like he's hyper intelligent, right? And then at the end, like he comes back to being compassionate, which they kind of emphasized in I Am Sam, about I guess the people with autism are sometimes more compassionate than, I guess, people without autism. So that's kind of interesting how there's like, obviously there's a spectrum, but then also there's a spectrum where people can be like very compassionate or very childlike, or like cold or uncaring, or I guess not empathetic is what I'm trying to say. So I thought that was a good metaphor, at least. So if you're looking for that sort of representation, I think this movie, does a good job. I mean, you could read it that way, or you could just read it as like a character or a robot, So I think those are all my thoughts about this movie. Again, I really liked it. Usually I don't really emote during movies or gasp, but in this movie I gasped. Sometimes I would say, oh my gosh, or I would like shake my head, or like, I can't believe it. Oh, that was the other thing. I was really excited about the end because they beat the boss, or they beat the bosses, right? Because there's multiple like adult grown xenomorphs, and then there's the secret boss, right? And like she's going around in like her tank top and I don't know, her shorts, underwear, I don't know. And then like she's gonna get in the spacesuit. Like, yo, they're gonna recreate the spacesuit scene, or rehash it, and I like that. I was like, yo, let's go, And the way they defeat this, the secret boss at the end is cool as well, because like they had to throw the baby alien guy like out of the airlock, or not really the airlock. They just had to drop him into like outer space, right? So I mean, I like that. So yeah, I mean, again, I said with the creepy baby, I thought the design was creepy, so I like that. And I like that they had the guns from the second movie. It was mostly a horror movie. It was very easy to get into all the characters, their motivations, and their goals, and how the goals went from one to the next to the next to the next to trying to survive and kill the aliens and stuff. So so I guess that's my review. I do recommend this movie. I think it was even better. I liked it more than Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine was cameos galore, but the story wasn't that the story was kind of lackluster, and even the plot was kind of lackluster. But I think the story in Alien Romulus was good. I mean, at first I thought there was a lot of characters in the movie, but no, they're all pretty distinguishable. They're also, none of them look the same, so you're not gonna get like confused about who is who. So yeah, I mean, would I be interested in a sequel? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in charge of the franchise, so I don't really have any expectations. I mean, yeah. So how I got into Alien and Aliens, I think 5 years ago, I was going to college. It was my first year of college, and my school had like a library basically where you could check out DVDs for free. And I got Alien and Aliens, and that's how I watched it. And I, obviously I liked them. I like how one was horror, and then the next one was action. And then I think I actually watched, I want to say I rewatched both of them, or maybe I just rewatched Aliens, just because, I mean, I think the Aliens is a little funnier, and obviously it's more action, so I kind of gravitate towards that more. But this, I would say, has kind of a mixture of both horror and action, although I would say it leans more towards horror, maybe like 60-40 horror, yeah. But yeah, so that's my review. Thanks for listening. Bye.